Right, so this video is going to be a bit about silver stacking, but kind of for preppers. One thing I wanted to say first was I am in no way at all an expert on this subject, but I'll give you kind of some of my opinions or the ideas of why I've got some of this stuff here. One other thing is, it's a bit hot, so you're probably going to hear the fan in the background, and I've also got these gloves on. But that's one mistake I'd made, by keep picking these up all the time without gloves on, and especially these Canadian maples. And these was immaculate when I got them, and I kept taking them out and touching them, and now they're all milk spotted, so I'm going to have to try and clean them. I'll explain what these are in a minute. So the idea of collecting silver or precious metals prepping wise, but this is my opinion. So you could buy these or other things, you know, you can get normal coins, not old money which has a high silver content in it, but I'm not too sure about those, so I didn't want to buy them. I knew these was what they were, so I bought them. So the idea would be to buy and hoard silver, and then I suppose for two different reasons, or for two different occurrences, you'd be able to use these, maybe more. But one would be, to give you a hypothetical kind of situation, let's just imagine that after Brexit the pound had crashed and all your money in the bank then kind of was worthless, didn't mean anything. If you had silver, like your pound isn't worth nothing, but you look on the internet for your silver and your silver still is £14 an ounce, so that's still worth that. So you could potentially cash this in to maybe another country, or sell it abroad, you know, send it abroad, I don't know, get your money in dollars or something instead. Well, I don't know whether that is a good idea, but that's just kind of one idea. Or you could keep this, you know, use it for kind of buying stuff, whatever. There's a couple of downfalls here in a few different things. I'll explain that as well. Also, the other one would be if society completely collapsed and there was nothing, and it came to bartering and swapping stuff, you could potentially use silver. Now you could use food, and let's just say bullets or pellets or some sort of skill, you could do that, but you might want those things. You know, you might want to keep bullets or pellets or food or water rather than swapping that for other things. So silver would be an idea. Now that might sound a bit, oh, you know, who's going to want silver? But I could guarantee you there'll be some greedy people out there, and even if the world had completely collapsed, they would still want all of this off of you. So I reckon that's kind of one good idea. I'll show you what's here, and we'll go through another couple of things. If I think of some other things, I'll say it. So I've got a Canadian maple, a silver Britannia. This is a 2 ounce. Oh, that's so 1 ounce maple, 1 ounce Britannia, a 2 ounce Queen's Beast, and it's the Lion of England. A 100 gram bar, and these little mini bars, which are 1 gram each. And you can actually break these off. So you'd hold it like this and snap one off. I don't want to break them off though. These cost me, I think this was around 21 quid, about 21 quid. This is roughly, I can't remember precisely. Might have been 21 quid. About 40 quid. About 70 quid. And this one, bit of a mistake when I bought this one. This one cost me about a tenner. But if you worked out the weights, they're not worth that much anyway. But I suppose, you know, you buy these things, you've got to pay postage, handling everything. So technically these 1 ounce ones now, if you took them and weighed them in, would be worth 14 quid. This would be like 30 quid. I can't tell you the precise on that one, but it wouldn't be 60 quid. And this would be around £2.50. So this one was the worst one to buy, and I got ripped off. I probably bought a couple of these, then bought one of these. So that was a bad mistake of buying that, really. I'll pull some of these out so you can have a look. So here's the bar. It's got Sheffield hallmarks on it. I think it's Sheffield. And I'll show you the Queen's Beast next to a Britannia, thickness wise. Well, it should be double the thickness because it's double the weight. So the only kind of downfall I thought of was that you buy these things. So let's say you got a load of Britannias or a load of bars, and you was gonna use these, so the crap had hit the fan, you wanted to use these for things, but you only wanted, or someone only had something what was worth a tenner, but you really wanted it. You got to do something with this, or give them the whole thing and lose out. That's why I then thought of these, because technically you could probably pull one of these off. I don't, you know, I'm not saying this is ever how the world's going to go, and it probably never would end up like this, but you know, you could pull one of these off or two of these off and then use that to buy something, and then you won't be ripping yourself off so much. Or would it work if you cut one of these in half, then half again? You know, I suppose it's still going to be silver. Oh, and on about prices as well for the silver. In the UK, we do have to pay VAT on it, so that always puts the price up a little bit. Whereas you can get these from other places, like other countries, but I found when I was doing it, unless you bought a lot, you're probably better off buying it in the UK. This is me personally, because for example, I got two of these. It's about 40 quid each, and then the bloke put on, trying to think, about 7 quid postage, but the price was all like inclusive. You know, I put these on, it was 40 quid, 7 quid of that was postage. I didn't have to pay the extra, it was in the price. So I thought that was pretty good. But when I looked at some of these ones from different countries, postage was 12 quid, and if I was buying one coin, you'd have had to pay 12 quid for the postage, so it just wasn't worth it at all. A couple of other things I've got here, as you noticed, is this is a rare earth magnet, and this is like a coin slot kind of tester. Oh, and another thing I have also got, if I can just grab it, typical, I won't be able to find it now. But there's another good way of testing coins, I think so personally, and that is with digital scales. Got them. So these are kind of things what I would use for testing. There is other ways and better ways, well, not better ways, but I've seen people do, you know, make things work a bit better. But for example, your Britannia, on here it's got a slot here, 1 ounce silver Britannia from 2013. So you get your coin, see if it fits in that slot, and then see if it's the right thickness, and there it is. And then, well, then you would turn this on and weigh it. So if it fitted in the slots and the weight was right, you're nearly there. And then the other way is you get a rare earth magnet. I can do it with this glove on. Hold it at 45 degrees and then you slide the magnet down, and if it goes down slowly like that, then it's more than likely silver. So you do all those. At least you've tested it 3 ways. Tested it with that, the scales and the magnet. But on here they've only got, you know, I can do the maple with it as well. I can't test the Queen's Beast with it, but that goes through the slot. It's about the right thickness. And then you'd weigh it. I suppose another thing what you could use silver and stuff for, if say crap at the fan or anything like that, would be for bribing people or whatever. I have read a couple of different things that some of the special forces, supposedly they get given gold sovereigns or gold bullion coins. If they end up in a weird country behind enemy lines and say kind of not get caught, but and they get found out by civilians or people like that, they have a thing called, I think it's called, I know it's called a blood chit or something like that, but it's a bit of paper, and on it says on this light bit of paper in loads of different languages, you know, if you take this person to the, must be British Embassy or whatever, then you'll be rewarded with this. And they also get given these gold bullion coins to give as bribes, because that's one thing with gold and silver and precious metals, is that all over the world it'll all be relevant. So you know, you could get our pound and go to South Africa and it's not going to mean anything, but you take a bit of gold or silver to South Africa, that'll still be silver and that'll still be worth something. And then go to Australia, that'll still be worth something. Go to, I don't know, the Antarctic, and that'll still be worth what it is. So that's the good thing with precious metals, they're always going to be worth something all around the world. See, the thing is, I'm not saying, you know, you're a prepper, don't store food and water and just store this instead. I'd never say that. You know, store food, water, ammunition, whatever. But if you had a couple of £100 worth of this, of silver of some type, I can't recommend which is the best type, but some sort of silver or precious metal, there you have probably got some sort of bartering thing to barter with in that respect. And also what you could do is, if you had a couple of £100 worth of this stored, and then at one point you thought this probably isn't a good idea to keep storing this, or I don't want to do it no more, wait till the price of silver has risen and then take it, you know, this is normal life, take it to someone who'll cash it in and give you money for it. Right, so there's probably plenty more stuff I could have said, but for the life of me I can't think of it. The only thing I wanted to say was, since getting these few bits, I've been watching another YouTube channel about silver and kind of silver collecting, and then the channel is Cyber Curtain Twitcher, and he does some really good videos on fakes and kind of shows you different fakes, and then what he does, he destroys them in the videos, and they're really good. They're fun videos, they're funny, but they're also informative. You know, it gives you a bit of information, tells you these little bits of how to spot a fake. So if you're into silver stacking, silver collecting, have a look at Cyber Curtain Twitcher's channel. I'll put his description, I'll put his link in the description, I mean. And, well, there's not much more I can say. So, anyway, cheers for watching. I'll see you later.